Push a swing the same way twice, and it does the same thing. A single pendulum is predictable. Give it a starting angle and a starting speed, and its entire future is fixed. You could say exactly where it will be an hour from now. Now hang a second arm from the bottom of the first, with a second weight at the end. This is a double pendulum. It obeys the very same laws of motion. Nothing random has been added. And yet, here are several hundred of them, released as identically as we can manage. Their starting angles differ only by a hair. For a moment, they move as one. Watch what happens. Let's make that difference precise. Here are just two double pendulums. They are identical, except that one starts a single thousandth of a degree further along. That is a difference far smaller than you could ever set up or even measure in the real world. Watch the gap between their lower weights. For about 6 seconds, nothing. They trace the same path, completely indistinguishable. And then the tiny difference, amplified over and over, erupts. Within a second or two, the two weights are swinging a meter or more apart, one doing nothing like the other. A difference too small to see has taken over completely. This is what we call sensitive dependence on initial conditions, and it is the defining signature of chaos. So what exactly is this object? A rigid arm hangs from a fixed pivot with a weight at its end. From that weight hangs a second rigid arm with a second weight. We idealize the system. The arms are rigid and have no mass of their own. The joints are frictionless, and the only force acting is gravity. To say where the whole system is at any instant, you need just two numbers: the angle of the upper arm from the vertical, θ1, and the angle of the lower arm from the vertical, θ2. Two arms, two weights, two angles. That is the entire system, and, as we'll see, it is already more than enough for chaos. Where the motion goes next is no mystery. From the same principles that govern a falling apple, Newton's laws, written in the language of energy, you can derive exactly how those two angles change from one instant to the next. These are the equations of motion. The derivation is involved, but the character of the result is the whole point. These equations are completely deterministic. Give me the two angles and how fast they are turning right now, and the entire future is, in principle, fixed. There is no randomness anywhere inside them. So here is the real puzzle of this story. If the laws are this simple and this certain, then where, exactly, does the unpredictability come from? Chaos is not the whole story. If we keep the swings small, the double pendulum behaves almost like a simple, linear system, and something surprisingly orderly appears. It turns out that every small motion is a blend of just two special patterns, called normal modes. In the slow mode, the two arms swing in phase, the same direction, together, with the lower arm swinging root 2 times as far as the upper. In the fast mode, they swing out of phase, folding against each other. And the fast mode is faster than the slow one by an exact irrational factor. 1 plus the square root of 2, about 2.4. But this order is fragile. It holds only while the swings stay small. Push the amplitude up, and the nonlinear terms we were quietly ignoring take over, and with them, chaos. To watch order give way to chaos, we borrow a tool from the study of dynamical systems, the Poincare section. The idea is simple. Every time the upper arm swings straight down, we place a single dot, recording the state of the lower arm, its angle, and how fast it is turning. We let one motion run for a long time, and then read off the pattern the dots make. At low energy, the dots fall on smooth, nested, closed curves. The motion is confined and orderly. It never fully explores. It just circles endlessly on a fixed loop. Now raise the energy and repeat the very same procedure. The dots no longer land on a curve. They scatter into a single filled sea, wandering across the whole accessible region, never settling and never repeating. That scattered sea is chaos, captured in a single picture. We have seen that chaos amplifies a small difference. But how fast? There is a number that answers this precisely. The largest Lyapunov exponent. It measures the rate at which two nearby motions pull apart exponentially as time goes on. For the setup from our opening, that rate is about 1.4 per second. In plain terms, the gap between two nearby pendulums multiplies by roughly a factor of e, about 2.7, every 7/10 of a second. Compound that just a few times, and 1,000th of a degree really does become a meter in seconds. Two honest cautions, though. This number is a long-run average, not a fixed speed at every instant. Sometimes the pendulums separate faster, sometimes slower. And it is not a universal constant. It scales with gravity and with the length of the arms, and it grows with the energy. A smaller, faster apparatus has a larger exponent, which is exactly why some well-known experiments quote a far shorter time than we do here. Here is one more way to see the intricacy hiding in this system. Take every possible pair of starting angles, release the pendulum from rest, and color each starting point by a single number. How long it takes before either arm first swings all the way over the top. The result is this fractal. The dark central island is the set of starts with too little energy to ever flip. For our idealized model, it is exactly the region where 2 times the cosine of theta 1 plus the cosine of theta 2 stays greater than 1. That boundary is sharp, and it is exact. But look just outside it. The coloring shatters into endlessly fine filaments. Starts that are almost identical can take wildly different times to flip. The border between never flipping and flipping is not a smooth line. It is infinitely intricate, structure within structure, as far down as you care to look. None of this was obvious. It has a history. In the 1890s, Henri Poincare, studying the motion of just 3 bodies pulled together by gravity, found orbits so tangled that no formula could ever capture them. It was the first real glimpse of what we now call chaos. Then, in 1963, the meteorologist Edward Lorenz was running a stripped-down weather model on an early computer. He restarted a calculation from numbers rounded to 3 decimal places, instead of the 6 the computer was holding, and the forecast came out completely different. The vivid phrase, the butterfly effect, grew up around his work, though, as it happens, he did not coin it himself. The lesson they uncovered is subtle, and it is exact. A system can be entirely deterministic, governed by fixed laws, with nothing random inside them, and still be impossible to predict. Determinism does not guarantee predictability. So we return to the puzzle. The equations are exact. No randomness ever entered. What is limited is our knowledge of the start, and no measurement is ever infinitely precise. Combine that finite precision with exponential growth, and every chaotic system has a prediction horizon, a moment beyond which forecasting becomes hopeless, no matter how powerful the computer. Push past it, and even our careful numerical solutions drift away from the truth. Though, remarkably, a computed path almost always stays close to some real path the system genuinely could have taken. A double pendulum is 2 arms and 2 angles. It hides nothing. Its rules fit on a single line, and still it cannot be predicted for long. That is not a failure of physics. It is a feature of a universe that is, at once, perfectly lawful and, in the deepest sense, open.